The Emil 2 is one of my favorite Tier 9 heavies in the game. I feel like it's an incredibly understood and underestimated vehicle for quite a few reasons. First of all, we have the gun. This vehicle actually features a very different type of auto-reloading gun than the Tier 10 does. For example, if we take a look at the shell reload times, Shell 3 is 9.84 seconds, Shell 2 is 9.84 seconds, and Shell 1 is 11.25. Now, the way intra-clips work in Blitz is that when you shoot your shell, for Shell 2 and 3, you're going to have to then wait 3 seconds, 3.53 to be exact, before you can load an additional shell in. So if you do 3.53 plus the 9.84 seconds, that is over 12 seconds of loading. But Shell 1 is only 11.25. So, to put it in simple words, dumping your entire clip in the Emil 2, going down to 0 shells, and then reloading, shooting it as a single shot, will give you the most effective damage per minute, making it what I like to call a reverse auto-reloader. If we go over to the Kron, which is the Tier 10, the vehicle features a 7.87 second reload on the first shell. Adding in a 3 second intra-clip means it is 10.87 seconds to load the first shell into the barrel. Compare that to the 12.5 on Shell 1, and that actually means the Kron will lose damage per minute dumping the clip. So the Emil 2 is opposite to the Kron's playstyle. The Kron does better if you're shooting it and reloading your third shell. The Emil does better if you're dumping the entire clip and then shooting the tank as a single shot. Because of this, I actually believe in the majority of situations an Emil 2 is stronger than a Kron. Now don't get me wrong, this tank is still a Tier 9, which means you have less hit points, and most notably, less turret armor than the Kron. There's a lot of people that are always complaining, oh, the Emil 2 doesn't have a turret similarly armored to the Kron, and yeah, why should it? It's a Tier 9. Imagine fighting a Tier 9 heavy that can deal 1200 damage and has a turret that you can't pen. That would be absolutely broken. The fact that this tank already does 1200, actually making it the highest clipping damage Tier 9 at this point, because the AMX 5120 was actually nerfed to 380 alpha, I really can't complain. So right now, we're going to wait, see if somebody tries to roll around this corner. We know that the Leopard was off to our side, and our IS-8 is just going for it. Alright, well, you go for it. I'll watch. I'll wait right back here. And there you go. That's why you don't just go for it. But hey, he got shot once. We got a nice shell into the enemy prog, and we reload again. And get another nice shell into the enemy prog. Unfortunately, the IS-8 walks into my final shell, making it so that I can't get that one out. But that's all good. Again, as an auto-reloader, we can just sit here, wait for our shells. Oh my god, don't poke it again, IS-8. Please just wait patiently. That's all you gotta do. Oh boy, he's gonna do it, isn't he? Well, we're gonna reload. We're gonna get a nice shell into the 704 and back up. I did eat into the clip, but at the same time, I don't really want to get shot, so it's probably just smart to do that. Let's see, we got the Progetto, we got the T-54 on my rear. Alright, well, let's reload, and then we can get some damage into the T-54. Come on. 3, 2, 1, and there you go. 1 bonking shell into his vehicle. And 2 bonking shells into his vehicle. And 3. Just like that, we have killed a pretty healthy T-54. Again, there's not a lot of heavies I can name are able to do that in Tier 10, let alone Tier 9. This tank is just a little nasty. So we're reloading our clip again. This is the great part about being in an auto-reloader, is while you're not shooting at players, you have the time to reload your clip. So we get 1 shell into the E75 turret, and 2 shells into the E75 turret. Got a nice max roll for 500, and hopefully our Kampfpanzer 50-ton is going to be able to finish that player off. We are now going to activate our Super Speed, and we're going to push over towards the Leopard, see if we can get a shell into his turret. We're just going to keep driving. I'm not even going to bother, to be honest. I'm just going to keep moving on up, and now that we have our second shell loaded, we can finish off the Leopard 1. Now all that's left is the enemy FE2 and 5B183, which we're going to see if we can get a little bit of a slap-a-rooney into. I'm just going to shoot him, honestly. There's no way we're going to get our last shell reloaded anyway before the KPZ finishes him off, so might as well shoot him before. First battle was pretty dang solid, and a great example of the overall clipping potentials and deadly nature this tank has going for it. I mean, sure, You don't have that much turret armor compared to the Kron, but we didn't need the turret armor that battle. We did 4,000 damage, assisted 800, got a first class, and probably made a decent chunk of credits. Yeah, 69,000. So let's do one more game. Let's see if the Emil 2 can perform just as well. This is another pretty solid game. We're not fighting tier 10s this battle, so it might even be a little bit better. We got a Conquer, IS-8, M5Yo up against us. Okay. And then they got some heavily armored TDs like the Yag Tiger and AT-15. So, yeah, overall I'm going to have to be quite cautious. We'll see where our team goes. We got a stock Waffle and, okay, I was about to say a stock Yag Tiger, but that's literally just a tier 8 Yag Tiger, so that makes a bit more sense. We're going to be putting on our super speed boost. Now, what is interesting is I don't think this vehicle is going to be getting a buff next update on its mobility. The Kron is going to be going 34, and it's going to have much better engine power next update. I do not think the Emil 2 is getting this increased engine power. Now, to be fair, I don't think it matters too much, because again, the Emil 2 has so many good things going for it already, it doesn't really need them. But it's still pretty cool that the Kron is getting this boost in engine power, and it is also getting slightly more DPM, at probably about 100 or so, which is going to allow the tank to just be even better than it already is. We can see our Bosch Chatillon is going over towards base A. We spotted the IS-8. We're going to try and get a free shot in. Unfortunately, we were not able to. But, again, being an auto-reloader means that while we are not able to shoot anybody, we can just reload our clip. So let's see if we can do that right now. We got the M5Yo in front of us, and he is not looking at me, so we're going to drive right out into the open. There's one nice shell into the Yo, and two nice shells into the Yo, and then we can get a shell maybe into the IS-8. There you go. That's a nice 1,200 damage right there. And as I said, the best part about this vehicle is I don't even feel bad dumping the clip, as we gain our damage per minute when we do. So, let's see. The Yo is pushing our Yag Tiger, and yeah, that guy's dead. Not the best job from that player, let's be completely real. I'm not really liking the position we're currently in, especially if that Yo rolls off to my rear. Let's see if we can reload. I think that Yo's going to try and get behind my teammate. He is. So let's see if we can reload 3 shells, and nice. Okay, there's 1 shot into the Yo, and 2 shots into the Yo. I'm not really worried about him finishing off my teammate, because we're going to get the shell in. Now, the Yag Tiger is a bit of cause for concern, as, yeah, that player's going to kill my teammate, but we have super speed boost, which means that we can very easily just back out of the situation we're currently in. You can see we're reversing at 30 kilometers per hour. This tank actually reverses faster than the Kron, which is actually kind of funny. So there you go. Now we've stock, or not stock, but an AFK 5120, which is a rather big problem. And our Waffle is nowhere to be found. Now the good news is that the enemy Yag Tiger is a 1 clip. So there's 1 shell into his tank, and now we got to drive on up here, and let's get a second shell in. There you go. Nice 500 max roll. Let's get 1 more shell out into his vehicle. Nope, never mind. We got penned for 670 by the unspotted 704 and finished off. Now, to be fair, this game was not the Emil 2's fault. We did the best we could have. Unfortunately, my Waffle is so blind that he did not shoot the Yag Tiger, which actually would have been a massive help. Not only that, but our AMX is AFK, which also would have been a massive help. So obviously, this game is basically a loss from the start, which is pretty unfortunate. And it's not like the enemy team is very good. We just got stuck in one of the most unfortunate circumstances. If we'd actually been able to kill that Yag Tiger and get up into cover before that 704 shot us, we might have been able to live, but it just turns out we got really unlucky. Well, as we can see from the post-game results, we did a pretty decent 3,130 damage. Unfortunately, we didn't get our last shells out, but hey, when you get a team like this with 3 zeros, well, it doesn't really matter what you do. I always love when there's people complaining that I have easy teams, and then I get a battle like this, which they somehow forget about, but then bring up all the other games. Yeah. At the end of the day, doesn't matter how skilled you are, if you get a team bad enough, you will lose. Judging that our Waffle was AFK, our Chisei did 0, and my AMX was also AFK, oh boy, yeah, very unfortunate. At the end of the day, the Emil 2 is an incredible tank. I've always enjoyed it, and my stats on this account with the vehicle averaging 3,300 have really showcased why it's just such a good vehicle. I don't even have it fully equipped, but it's just amazing. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.